So our beloved Mechabellum is bleeding players. The stats don't lie on the Steam charts. Week on week, month on month, Mechabellum has just been losing players consistently. And it's really, really sad to see, man, because it's a community in this game that cares so goddamn much about the game, that loves the game so much, as evidenced by the fact that I posted up a poll yesterday asking you guys what you would change in the game, things you would fix, new features you would add to breathe new life into Mechabellum and ensure its future is bright. And yeah, on that poll, we got more comments than likes, which is crazy as hell, man. That like never happens on YouTube, you know, and I've been doing this for a long time. So the care is huge. How do we fix and save Mechabellum from a slow and painful death? So let's start with some problems first that you guys would like to see addressed. The first being optimization, as suggested by Mr. Sir Bucket, saying, I don't think it's talked about enough, but this game requires you to have a gaming computer to run it. Nathan Large suggests skins for units would be awesome. I think that everybody's in agreement with that. We do all want some unit skin action. He also says more interactive maps, which I think is a much more pertinent point as well. So I'm going to get to that one in a little bit. I think that these are some fair suggestions. Nope says new units and a story mode. A story mode? Bro, you're like the only person who suggested that, and that's kind of why I honed in on this comment a little bit. I don't have a clue how they would execute that. My main concern with the story mode would be its shelf life would be super short. I feel like the development time for something like a story mode in a game like this, and then consider how many people play it and how much time they actually spend doing the story mode, I just don't think it'll be worth the cost for the developers. But new units, that's always good, that's always tasty, it's always spicy, though it is a bit of a short-term fix. Again, more on that in just a little bit. Mr. C1 Raygon says, an undo button, for the love of God, and for the love of God we all agree. And while all of these things are great, and all of these things are more like minor fixes, and that's why I covered them first, I don't think that these really fully address the crux of the issue, which is the genre itself, right? So how do we actually keep the game fresh? Before I get to that, before I get to some ideas, which I honestly think would catapult the game into just incredible new heights. Maybe I'm a visionary, maybe I'm onto something, maybe I'm talking snot. You guys can be the judge of that in just a bit, but Mr. Subject here sums it up really nicely. He says, Mechabellum, it's the curse of the PvP auto-battler. It needs ultra-frequent patches or balance shifts because the meta gets figured out and it's only pure tactics. It has no mechanical skills to hone like a PvP shooter does, so the most engaged players will quickly get bored once the puzzle is solved for this patch. And oh man, he's right. I think that to me, this is the absolute crux of the issue, and not being one of these top players and being just a guy who enjoys making meme builds. I mean, you guys have seen my videos, right? For me, I have a real issue where I've just ran out of things to meme with, you know? I've tried every unit in the game as a carry, whether it's crawlers, fortresses, arclights, we've done a few of those, you know, phoenixes, carry wasps, carry vulcans, you know, with just stupid items on them, for example. All of this meme action, I feel like I've explored every nook and cranny of the game. I feel like I've explored everything, and so I struggle sometimes to come up with fresh stuff and fresh ideas of just dumb stuff for us to try out next. And honestly, I feel like I'm in a position now where the only avenue that I am yet to explore with the game, and I feel like a lot of you guys might be in the same boat, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like now that I've explored everything, all of the memes, all of the dumb stuff, all of the crazy techs and combos and stuff like that, I feel like the only thing left for me to do in the game is to try and push MMR, which basically translates to follow the meta and then make like tiny little optimizations based on the game that you're in to grind MMR. You know, for which there's no rewards, by the way, other than number go up. And I don't know, man, that's just not that fun to me, you know? That's fun to some players, like the top 5% of players, like Mr. Subject was talking about in his comment just there. For some players, that's really fun. They enjoy that a lot, and that's great. But I think that for a casual Andy or like a meme lord like me, it's just not that engaging, man. So here we go, man. Let's get crazy, dude. How do we fix this game? And I just want to throw in a disclaimer right here. I have no idea how big the developer team is that's actually working on Mechabellum. I don't know how much funding they have. I don't have a clue about any of these things, okay? Maybe this stuff is just not possible. Maybe this stuff is like a lot of things that they want to do, but they just don't have the resources to do them. But we're just going to throw all of that out and dream for a little while, okay? So I'm going to hone in on a comment here from Mr. Glenn Jensen, saying, more maps, more obstacles, and handicaps of some sort. Just some interesting challenges or daily tasks to complete. You mentioned skins and achievements and stuff like that as well, but I really want to hone in on the map. Oh, thank you for the kind words, by the way, Mr. Glenn, towards the end of that comment. But I really want to hone in on the more maps and more obstacles part of that comment. Why can't we just have like a donut-shaped map? Why can't we just get crazy with this? You know what I'm saying? Throw some real curveballs with the map types, man. I mean, screw it. I've prepared some notes, okay? Donut-shaped maps. Let's just go for it, see what happens. What about maps with craters that are scattered around the map? That your units, like if your unit packs up in one of the craters, they can use it as cover and it reduces like incoming range damage by like 70% or something. Ooh. What about maps with destructible terrain, flanking routes, passages through the middle of the map that have to be destroyed over time? And so now you've got a map that's kind of like changing and evolving as the game goes on, you know? How about you have a map with multiple buildings, except once these buildings are destroyed, that's it, they're gone, they're out. In order to win the game, you have to destroy all 5 of your opponent's buildings while keeping at least 1 of your 5 buildings alive, right? And they're scattered all around the map, so your opponent can't just rush one building over and over and over to keep on winning every round. No, man, as soon as one building goes down, they win the round, that's it, you go again. There's a fresh round, except they can't just kill the same building again and again. They have to wipe out all 5 of your pillars of defense. How about that, man? What about maps that are just 50% water? Like a beach or something, you know? A naval map. You see where I'm going with this? Then we can introduce like 5 or 6 new naval units, right? That can only travel and move about on the water. And obviously you can have like air units that can cross the water as well if you want to deploy your air units overseas too. And the reason I'm pushing this one so hard and just filling your head with all of these incredible ideas that sound really exciting on paper, and I don't know how well they would be executed, obviously, in practice. But the reason I'm throwing this out there and I'm pushing it so hard is because if you have 4 or 5 very unique map types, then suddenly the meta automatically takes 4 or 5 times longer for people to solve. Every time a new unit is added, or every time a balance patch comes out that changes the numbers and all of the units and rebalances things a little bit, or a new tech option is thrown into the mix, or a tech option is removed from the mix, suddenly you've got to figure out how to play that new unit or this new set of units across like 5 different map types, you know? And it's completely different scenarios every time, rather than just a big rectangle that we have today, you know? I think that this would be huge, but I think that even more than that, we need a new game mode. And I think it needs to be a more casual new game mode. And the reason for that is fairly simple, I think. And it's that auto battlers typically are a fun genre to play in. Because if you win, you get to say, yeah, I'm a tactical genius, you know, feels good, it's awesome. When you lose in most auto battlers, whether it's Teamfight Tactics, Dota Underlords, whatever, you get to say, well, I didn't get lucky. It was just bad luck, man. Whatever, you know, we go again, right? And it has this very high reward, low risk style of play where you can dip in and out and you don't have to get too salty about things. And I think that Mechabellum is kind of missing that. Mechabellum is very focused. You know, it's very focused. You have to be attentive while you're playing. You can't so much just casually play Mechabellum. I just think it requires a lot of attention and a lot of thought. So how do we introduce a new game mode that sticks with the tactical and strategic spirit of the game, but also isn't quite as sweaty? I propose a new game mode, Survival PvP. So I'm just going to read off of my notes, else I'm going to screw this up, but it's actually quite simple. You start off in round 1 with no units, but 1,000 supply. However, 5 units are randomly selected to be banned. Okay, so you can't just go the same cookie cutter build every time. There's a pretty decent chance that whatever unit you played last time you queued Survival PvP, those units might just be banned. And just to clarify, the same units for you and your opponent would be banned. You play 1 round. If you lose, you're eliminated. If you want to play again, you start off again in round 1. But if you win, you get matched against another player who also won their round 1. You get another 1,000 supply to play with, and another 5 units are randomly banned. The bans will shuffle, right? So again, if you did really well in round 1 with a certain unit, maybe you spammed like 3 units of Mustangs or whatever and give them range, well, now Mustangs are banned. What are you gonna do? You can't capitalize on that build anymore, you know? You gotta think on the fly, and once again, the same units for you would be banned, same units for your opponent, right? And if you win, you go into a round 3, get another 1000 supply, and you matched up against another 3-win guy, and it goes on and on and on until you get maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 wins. Then you win, you're the champion, and you win some battle pass points or whatever the hell's coming in the future, you know, in terms of progression. Or you get some kind of reward. You're just the champion. You know, you get a little medal. And that would be the game mode. That would be the game mode, man. And you know what? If you lose, well, you know, the bans rolled badly for you and you didn't get the bans that you wanted, and that just sucks. It's whatever, man. You go again. But if you win, you're just a master of versatility and tactical prowess, and you get to feel good about yourself, you know? And it's great. And so I think that this would really capture the slightly random, more casual, laid-back playstyle that other auto battlers capture a little bit better than Mechabellum does right now, while also still preserving, you know, the same ranked mode if you want to, you know, push your MMR and really test your skills against the likes of Lull and Munsk and all of the top wrinkly brain chads in Mechabellum. And I don't know, I think that something like this would be great. Also, I should also mention this too. Battle passes? How do people feel about battle passes in games, man? Would you rather have a skin that you just buy outright and you just pay for the skin? Or would you rather pay for a battle pass and like grind your way through like earning skins and stuff like that, you know? I'm actually a little bit torn on this. On one hand, I like the idea of just grabbing skins and being done with it and feeling good about yourself. Whoa, my army looks so cool, you know? On the other hand, I think I like 51% lean towards Battle Pass, very slightly, just because it encourages people to play every day and kind of work towards something. And yeah, just dopamine and all that, you know. But I don't know. Yeah, the game obviously needs skins. This is something we touched on a little bit earlier on in the game. How they actually execute that, I don't really mind too much. What do you guys think, man? Skins or Battle Pass? Either which way, man. That's all I got. Ridiculous new map variety and a new survival PvP game mode. That's what I got, man. That's what I think would be incredible for the game. Attract a lot of new players, keep existing players very, very much engaged. Survival PvP, you know, with the random bans and stuff like that, it ensures that the experience is novel and fresh and new every time. You don't have to worry so much about, oh, well, the meta's getting stale, you know, because, well, it'll be different every time, man. What do you guys think? Are we onto something here? Let me know down below. But for now, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all did enjoy this happy little video. Drop any more thoughts and feelings that you've got down below as well, and I shall catch all of you guys just a tad bit later.